Hello y'all. Alright, I just made that update video, but since then I've got a few of those things done that I talked about I still needed to get done. One is the emergency brake. Let me go over back on, this side of the car. And I'll flip it around to show you it's out of the way. And I've also redid my clutch pedal. I mean, it looks like it's a little bit high, but when you're inside and you're shifting, it feels fine. So I sat up in there and shifted, and because it is up a little higher, quite a bit higher than what the brake pedal is now, instead of being even with it. But it doesn't hit the floor anymore, and it goes all the way in. So now at least I ain't got to worry about not being able to push the clutch in all the way. Okay, oh, headlights. Boom, boom. Yeah, I got to turn those on real quick at the switch and take you out here, show you I got headlights. Boom, boom, kaboom, and boom. Yeah, the glass is missing on that one, I need to replace it, but yeah, parking lights, yeah. Okay, let's see. The radiator fan, okay. To get up here, I got like 3 or 4 things up here to show you a few of them. Give me a second. Yeah, I gotta stop doing that. All right, let's flip this around. I got an overflow put in here and ran right up here. And I got heater hoses hooked up. And I got a fuel pressure gauge hooked up. This phone does not like to focus when it's up close for some reason. Huh. And let's see. Oh yeah, the radiator fan's all hooked up, so when I turn the ignition on, the fan automatically comes on. I hooked it straight to an ignition wire. So it runs all the time when the key's on. So I ain't got to worry about it kicking on and off. Yeah, heater hoses, throttle, bracket, throttle works all good. I think you already knew that. I got antifreeze inside the entire engine now, and that's all good. Let me get it down here and turn these headlights off before I kill my battery. Oh. Alright, let's see what else is on my list. Oh, the rear body braces, that's another update. I haven't bolted them yet, but I got them all tacked in there, and I welded these on both sides, the back side and the front side all the way around. And I got my brackets on top and bottom, and my bar all the way down on both sides, exactly the same. There, you can see it. All right, so I think, sorry about that. All right, I think I got it all now. So the emergency brake, the manifold, the manifolds, I didn't talk about that yet. I am not gonna use my manifolds that I had set aside for this. You see my ones that I make myself, I put the flanges on, welded them on there and bolted them up. I ordered a set of chromey huggy headers that I think will fit, I think. So, and I am really hoping that they do, because they look nice and it'll make my life so much easier than trying to build the entire exhaust right out of the heads. Those won't go to waste, I'm sure. So, just that, yeah, I spent a lot of money, I know, making those, or buying that stuff and putting it on there, but I'm gonna take it off now and try the huggy headers. They were supposed to be in by the end of next week, coming from Texas to Nevada. So, and I don't know if I showed you guys, I bought a pipe bender, a good old Harbor Freight one, 12 ton. And I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm going to be. And so I'm not sure exactly how I'm running my exhaust yet. Not until I see if the headers are going to work or not. So I'm hoping they'll fit between the head and the frame. I really am hoping, man. I'll make my life so much easier if it does. There's supposed to be some decent huggy headers with good high flow, they say. So we'll see. I ported a set of heads today too. I did much better job on these heads than I did on my own heads. I kind of wish I would have had more practice porting before I did my own heads, but it is what it is. My heads are still done good. They look rough and they're not all smooth and stuff and look pretty, you know. But no one's going to be seeing the insides of them anyways. But the rough edges, it kind of cuts down on your airflow. So I didn't. There's another set of 460 heads I did today too, and those came out really good. I mean, they're smooth and everything. I wish I had knew what I was doing more. So yeah, just a suggestion: if you're ever gonna port heads for the first time, that you get a set of practice heads of the same type. Pick up a set out of a junkyard or something, and just practice with them until you get it right. And find out, you can find out how deep you can go, how much meat you can remove off without putting a hole in a jacket or something. Because I know I could have went further. I've seen videos where people went further than what I did. But I did make a lot of clearance. I got a lot of meat. And, I mean, they look really good. I just wish that, compared to mine, that I would have waited and got myself a set of practice headers. It would have made my life a little bit easier. All right, I'm gonna head in, edit these videos, and try and get some up for y'all. Well, guess what we got? We got some parts. Yeehaw, I've been waiting on these. Now, with any luck, be able to get these on today, get an exhaust ran, and be able to actually test drive Frankenstein. Howdy folks, welcome back here to Builds&More. Still working on Frankenstein here, and I just got some shock mounts. Let me flip this around. I got some tabs that I got welded and bolted, lock washered on. And how I did this, I already planned on putting some something's popping. Hopefully it's not my welds. But anyways, I already plan on putting some tack welds on the torque tube, on the dry shaft tube here, right up against the pumpkin, because under extreme torque they will twist. So I already plan on putting a couple tack welds around that. So instead I just welded my shock tab to the torque tube and to the pumpkin. And that should take care of what I wanted to get done anyways. Yeah, I'm a terrible welder, I know. But they're on there. And I smacked them with a hammer a few times, so they shouldn't break off, I hope. Same with that one right there, too. This shock is blown out. I did not know that until I just went to go put it on and it just pushed right up in the spot. That one over there would not had to be jacked up. But, so this shock is going to have to be replaced. These are rough countries. I guess I need a better shock than that, apparently. Alright. Well, that's all I wanted to give you a little update on for right now. There are a few more here in the works. Get this welding rod off and running. I got the carburetor top of the carburetor removed right now from the Summit 750, and looked inside, and there's some gunk in there already coming out of those fuel tanks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up. Yeah, it's a little cold out here. I don't have a fire going in the fireplace, that's why I can see my breath. But what was I just going to say? Oh yeah, I'm going to get 2 inline clear fuel filters to put right in front of the carburetor directly to it so I can keep an eye on it. I'm going to go up some carburetor cleaner and 2 cans of fuel tank cleaner, and another 10 gallons of fuel to get put in here with some good cleaner. And go from there to try and get that part fixed. My headers should be in today. Still waiting on them. I hope they get here, man. I don't know. That's all I really need. I could go out and drive this right now, and I could take you guys along with me if I had my headers. I just don't want to keep catching my frame on fire and burning the paint off of it. I'm already going to have to do so much repainting and touching up on this. It's not funny. But and them shocks, I might replace both of them so I have matching shocks, not just the one. In the rough countries are supposed to be pretty good shocks. It's just apparently places I took this truck prior to was too rough because it blew it out. Yeah, I just pump it a couple times, turn it over without even choking it, fires right up. But I am burning a little rich. Not surprising with the 750, a 700 would have been perfect for this. But I wanted that little bit of extra oomph, at top end. So, and I got a really nice tachometer coming in. It's supposed to be really nice. I can set my shift lights where I want them, at what RPM, my warning sounds to go off if I go above that RPM. LCD, LEDs, yeah, LEDs. So it's supposed to be a pretty decent tachometer, so we'll see when it gets here. And that's supposed to be here today as well. The tachometer is supposed to be here, and the headers are supposed to be here today. So we'll see. All right, well, I'll keep you guys informed, and if they come in and we start doing some more work on this thing, you'll be the first to know. Well, hello, y'all. Might be a little loud. I got Frankenstein running. About to take it for a test drive as soon as I clean the windows here. I did run into quite a few little problems. The steering column wasn't welded good enough. It broke when I tried to turn the wheel. And I got a couple of small leaks that I think will be easily cleaned up. I got the headers on, I'll show you. Got those on both sides. And well, I think I'm gonna go for a little test drive here and see what happens as soon as I see what breaks anyway, so I know what I gotta fix next. I still got a tachometer to install. I got it in the mail, and I'm gonna clean the windows, then I'll take you for a little ride with me. All right, I don't know how well my camera is actually gonna stay there, so well, I guess we'll find out here. Do with the steering wheel too. To rub it on something as I'm turning. steering rubbing because I don't have I haven't cleared enough clearance away.
Oh, and when you get a chance soon, before my car breaks down, my belt is squealing.
Sounds like a dry shaft rubbing. Need to get out and take a look. Well, it quit. Too fast in case the body breaks or something breaks. Which anything's possible here. With custom built vehicles, you never know what's going to happen next. Noises. Things that'll have to get addressed here. Actually, the ride's quite smooth. Definitely don't like that noise. Oh, I bet you I know what that is. The pumpkin hitting the exhaust pipe. No, that sounds like the front drive shaft, actually. Yeah, there is. I just haven't got the stuff like that yet. I've just been trying to get it to run. At least I got brakes.
Yeah.
Alright, let me see what it feels like on actual pavement. Come on. I just can't get it all the way up in the first very well. I need to cut away a little more. donkeys. But I am going to pull in here and get out and take a look to see what's rubbing.
Okay.
So I guess
you could probably take this too. This will go there too. This will work better.
oh, this is the one I thought you were talking about.
Oh.
piece of the muffler pipe that I have sitting down there.
Someone's calling me.
All right, which way do I go
Hello?
here?
Hello? Oh, I think that way.
Probably on that side though,
Yeah,
right?
probably.
Yeah. So I'll have to try to turn this around without getting stuck.
I can't hear who's ever talking. Hello? I'm hoping it's this way. The sign is the sign I think I ride on. We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, we'll find out. As long as the steering don't break and we roll down there.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't thinking of that.
Don't know how well the steering is going to hold up. I welded the living daylights out of it, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, this is the side. This is the
So
road.
keep going forward.
Yep, forward. It takes right to your road, our road. I ride buses down through here all the time,
Ah,
so I don't have to ride on the road. Ooh, that does look good.
well, the sun's definitely rubbing, and I got to find out what that is.
Yeah.
Should be a good spot rubbed on it, wherever it's rubbing at. Should tell me where it is. Oops, I popped out of gear.
Oh, did it?
Well, I found the problem. The gear must have broken the rear end, I'm guessing. Well, that just sucks. Well, this first test drive ended exactly how I expected it would. Well, not exactly. I figured something would probably happen, but I didn't think this was going to happen, that the rear end would go out. That's just insane. Just paid for this rear end. I had the back cover off. It looked at all the gears. Everything looked good. Put brand new oil in it. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but now the dry shaft is sitting there spinning. And right in the front pinion it's in the pig is sitting there spinning, and it's not going anywhere. So something definitely happened there. I just don't know why. An axle could have broke, I suppose. Maybe that's what that noise was. Maybe it already had a broken axle this whole time. If that's the case, it's still going to be a pain in the butt to get fixed. But I think it's going to be cheaper just to find another rear end that has 410 gears. That's 8 by 6.5 bolt pattern, and toss it on here is probably going to be the quickest and easiest way. But I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for sure until my tow gets here. Brother's bringing out his little pickup truck and a pull strap. He's going to pull us home and go from there. Okay, quick update on this thing. It wasn't the rear end that went out. The hub bearing went out, and the hub itself, the one that was already bad, that I had put a weld bead around the back of the race to try to hold it in because the hub was bad. That's all that happened. So I just got to get that hub that I planned on getting and some new bearings for it, and it should be fine. Howdy folks, I know it's been a while. What I'm doing here, give you a little bit of an update. Flip this camera around, and the engine's all running. It's time perfect. I have no leaks anymore. I fixed all those. That battery I'm going to try and do a little bit of work on, try and get it better. or switch it out for a better battery, because that one's just too low cranking amps for this alternate, or for this starter and stuff. And I'm just now hooking up my actuators for my 4-wheel drive so I can run those. And I found out that, well, let me flip the camera around. I found out that I made a mistake. I thought I had all the gears. I could reach them all with the size of the hole that I cut. Turns out I can't. I can only get third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. I can't get first or second. So I was wondering why I didn't have any power taken off every time I take off, and it was so fast when the ZFS5 has a granny gear. First gear, I've always just been able to let out the clutch without even touching the throttle, and take right off on its own. And I had to gun it a little bit and slowly release the clutch to get it to take off, so I knew something wasn't right. But anyways, I figured that out, and I'm gonna have to cut the hole bit bigger or bend the rod a little bit again on the shifter. I'll get that straightened. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, I had to order a jet kit. I did adjust the bottom butterflies of the carburetor, the 750 Summit, but the jets in it are, let me start back to where I was. The butterfly holes, there was too much of them showing. Underneath, when you flip the carburetor upside down, where you can adjust the butterflies on it, there was too much of the slot showing. It was like 3 times more than what it needed. And so, because you're only supposed to have a little nub of it sticking out past the butterflies. And it was way down the line. So I had to get that adjusted so it idled better. And got that done. And I tried playing around with the air fuel, using the vacuum gauge on the manifold vacuum. And no matter what I do, I can't get it to go over 15. And all the videos and stuff I've watched, vacuum pressure should be at least 17. And I can't get it that high no matter where I put the idle screws, the idle air, or the fuel air screws. So I'm not sure about that. However, I do know the jets in here. I'm at 4,000 feet is my standard elevation here in Churchill County in Nevada. And the jets that are in here are way too big. They got 77s as the primary and 79s as the secondary. Secondary may be fine, but the primary needs to go down to around 72. So I got a jet kit coming in, has all different sizes from like 60, low 60s all the way up to 99 or something like that. It's a little pricey, but I got it coming in. And so I'll get that done when it gets in, but right now what I'm working on is getting a full drive. So I had to order these 2 vacuum actuators, and the wire you see there is the ground wire. It comes off both of them on the back. It doesn't matter where you put the ground, the front of the back, because just it'll actuate in either direction. It doesn't matter. All it is like a little copper wound solenoid in there, and it doesn't matter which side that it gets activated from. It'll just activate regardless. Just one side needs to be grounded, one side needs to be positive. And so anyways, I'm using the back sides as my ground, and I got it ran up over here through that fiberglass into the actual metal firewall. See it cracked when I tightened it down. The fiberglass did. That barrier, I don't really need it on there anyways, but probably safer to have it on there. Better safe than sorry, I suppose. But anyways, this is where I'm at right now. I gotta run my vacuum lines up, and I'm gonna attempt to use, if I can show you here, the intake manifold straight vacuum. I don't know if I can. Alright. Yeah, I don't think you can see it from there. Oh, it's right way over there. Maybe I can get in there. I'll have to look back at this video and see if you can see it or not, because I can't even get to my camera where it's at right now. But that's straight intake vacuum. So that should work. I'm gonna run one line from there straight to a T, which goes into both of those, and to the side that's not opened. And then when I actuate, I got a 3-way toggle switch inside. When I actuate it one way, it'll open up one port and allow the vacuum to pass through to go to the front end. And when I put it in the middle, it's off. And then when I flip it the other direction, it'll actuate the other side, allowing vacuum to go through the other side. So one side will flip it into 4-wheel drive, and the other side will flip it into 2-wheel drive. And let me get down there and I'll show you if I can get down here. Oh. All right, let me walk around over here. Doesn't feel good. The old hips giving me problems a lot lately. I think it's the weather. All right, let me flip the camera around. All right, there it is. I'm gonna take these old hoses here off because I got new hose to put on. And one of the actuators will go to one side, and one of the actuators will go to the other side. One will suck the plunger this way and put it in 4-wheel drive, and then the other one will suck it the other direction, taking it out of 4-wheel drive, or vice versa. I don't know which direction is which with this, or how the vacuum exactly, or which direction it goes. But one will take it out, and one will suck it out, and one will suck it in. If that makes any sense. And so that's all I got to do there. Just power toggle switches, 2 vacuum solenoids, and the hose. And I started to run a little bit of an exhaust. Got a couple little leaks here and there. That's just a shadow, it's not a hole. I had to patch a piece of metal on to get an angle because I don't even know how I'm running this exhaust yet. I just gotta kind of set some up here for right now. And they're not even the same length. They're 2.5-inch pipes. But I got them welded on both sides, and the top parts where it's welded on, the manifold itself doesn't leak. But the other welds down there, that one leaks a little bit. Just you can't hear it, but you can put your finger around it. That one doesn't leak. And it's the same way on that side. That back one, put your finger around it, and you can feel some little puffs of air. But it's so loud coming out of the exhaust back there that you can't hear anything actually escaping. I know the welds look horrible. I didn't sand anything down. I'm not really that type of person, I guess. I hate to say that, but it's true. I don't go and do a bunch of extra little things to make things look beautiful usually. I know I need to do a little better job when it comes to that, but with this truck I'm not worried about that, because this is just going to be a 4-wheel drive mud truck. And I still got to get the paint, wash all this off and sand it. And this cover right there still needs to come off. I started taking some of the screws off. The old dry shaft went up here, so it's just all extra weight that I don't need. Goes back, and the old dry shaft, part of it's still up there on a carrier bearing. So I need to get this rest of this plate off and unscrewed, and then get that carrier bearing out of there, and get this old shifter cable right there out of here, because that's not needed for anything. And I got to fix this shifter. But I've driven it around a couple of times, just around the yard, and I can't actually take it out into the back trails or anything yet, because I don't have a 4-wheel drive and I don't want it to get stuck out there or anything like that. I got to do a little bit better welds here and there, I think, because after I've looked at some of them, you know, after it's all done in the daylight, when there's sun, I can see some spots where there was from the flux and the stuff that gets, you know, when you got to knock off from a stick welder, you knock that stuff off and there were some holes where it didn't get filled in all the way. So I got a couple welds I need to go back over and redo. And after I get it all, you know, drivable and everything seems to be solid, Then I'm gonna do a little bit of a beautification type deal. I've already got my hood sticker for this. And I got 2 other stickers, 3 I need to order. The name, I already got them in my cart, just waiting to order them. I just haven't got to that part yet. And I got to run my vacuum lines for the not really vacuum lines, just airport. See this right here? It needs to go up high so I don't get water in my transmission. And the same with the front and rear end. I need to find a way to run those straight up, maybe inside the car even, right through the body, run them underneath the back seat or something, put a little air filter on it, pop it on there, them little tiny air filters, and do that on all of them for the front and the rear. And the transmission, because I do not want water getting inside my pigs or my transmission. Especially because those are just not that easy to come by. At least not for me, they haven't been. This was the only one that I could find and get, and I found that in a salvage yard. So nobody wants to get rid of a ZF5. Alright, I think I'm gonna cut it off there, let it go, so I can get this posted tonight. Alright, y'all have a good one. Thank you.